Hi everyone. So today we are going to start, discussion on magnetic materials. So one of the other theory topics in magnetism and matter. And let's discuss this. And first one, on the basis of mutual interaction or behavior of various material and external magnetic field. In an external magnetic field, the materials can be divided into mainly three categories. One thing you have to note, so how we divided them, because the behavior of the material in external electromagnetic field, magnetic field. First one, diamagnetic material. Diamagnetism is the intrinsic property of every material, and it is generated due to mutual interaction between applied magnetic field and orbital motion of electrons. This is like a common thing. Okay. So, and next one, paramagnetic material. So, since this is a theory topic, like I would like to rush it, and I'm not going to discuss in detail. Like you can read it, and I'll attach this thing. I'll attach this uh, PDF copy along with this. Okay. So in these substances, the inner orbit of the atom are incomplete. So the electron spins are uncoupled. So what does that mean? So we have learned about electron spin in atoms, right? So in this spin, if it is coupled, means like the one by two, which will be like there will be a minus one by two over there spin. So there will be a coupling between these spins. If it is uncoupled, then consequently an applying magnetic field in the magnetic moment generated due to spin motion. Okay, so there will be an line like that. So in the direction of magnetic field and induced magnetic moment, it is in its direction, due to which the material gets feebly magnetized. So the magnetization would be like feebly magnetized. In these materials, the electron number would be odd. Okay, it is odd. And this is what is when the field is uh, when there is no field applied. So like look at this. So here the orientation or the alignment of electrons are like this. On application of field, it would be like it would align like this. All right. And the third one, ferromagnetic material. Okay, ferromagnetic material. So what is ferromagnetic material? Let's discuss that. Okay. So in some materials, the permanent atomic magnetic moment having a strong tendency to align themselves even without any external electric field. So look at this, without any external electric field, there is a tendency, that is what is ferromagnetism or ferromagnetic field. So ferromagnetic materials. In every unmagnetized ferromagnetic material, the atoms from domains inside the material, different domains, however, have different direction of magnetic moment, and hence the materials remain unmagnetized. Okay. So on applying an external magnetic field, those domains rotate and align in the direction of magnetic field. So that is what is the magnetization property over here. Okay. And then next is Curie law, and this is actually Curie law and Curie Baines law. Like all these things are easy only. I mean, look, you just have to understand what is this and just the equation. Okay. So the magnetic susceptibility, we have learned what is magnetic susceptibility of paramagnetic substance is inversely proportional to the absolute temperature, or susceptibility is inversely proportional to T. Susceptibility is proportional to C by T, where C is known as Curie's constant, or T is absolute temperature. So on increasing temperature, magnetic susceptibility permanently decreases and vice versa. The magnetic susceptibility of ferromagnetic substance does not change according to Curie's law. It will not change. Okay. So next is Curie temperature. The temperature above which the ferromagnetic material behaves like a paramagnetic material is defined as Curie's temperature. So a temperature in which, like as I told you, the susceptibility decreases with temperature. So at a particular temperature, so the ferromagnetic material behaves as paramagnetic material. So this is known as Curie temperature, or it is defined as, in another way, we can also define it as the minimum temperature at which the ferromagnetic substances is converted into paramagnetic substances is defined as Curie temperature. So it shows paramagnetic behavior, which means it converts into paramagnetic substance. Okay. Example for nickel, Curie temperature is equal to 358 degrees Celsius. For iron, 770 degrees Celsius. For carbon monoxide, it is 1120 degrees Celsius. All right. So this temperature ferromagnetism substance suddenly vanishes. Okay. So next is Curie Weiss law. Okay. So like the pronunciation is Weiss or Weiss. Like usually they say Weiss also, but I would prefer Weiss. Okay. And the thing is, you don't have to pronounce in NEET exam. You have to only choose the option. So you don't have to worry about pronunciation. Next is Curie-Weiss law. At temperatures above Curie temperature, the magnetic susceptibility of ferromagnetic material is inversely proportional to T minus T or T minus Tc. I mean T minus Tc. Okay. So psi is inversely proportional to 1 by T minus Tc, and the graph is given. And what about this point? This point is Tc. Okay. And in this region, we can't define Curie-Weiss law. In after this only we will define. So psi, like I mean, susceptibility is equal to C by T, C divided by T minus T, where Tc is known as Curie temperature. Okay, T is equal to T curve is shown, that is Curie-Weiss law. So only thing you have to keep in your mind. So the graph would be in, even they ask you the if they ask you the graph related to Curie-Weiss law, if the graph is something like this, okay, or the graph is just like this is wrong and this is wrong. Look at this graph. Keep in your mind. Okay, only thing you have to keep in your mind this one, this gap. This is not touching me here either. All right. So next is hysteresis curve. So all of you know this hysteresis curve and the properties of hysteresis curve and what is exactly hysteresis curve, and for a ferromagnetic material how the hysteresis curve works, and what are the hysteresis curve of a soft iron and other materials. Okay, you have to understand this. And anyways, I'll I'll discuss what are things which are associated with hysteresis curve, or you can read it, right? So it is like what is retentivity, or what is cohesive force, and like what happens at this one, or what is the total area of this hysteresis curve. All the things you have learned for board exams. So that is the only thing we need here. We do not need anything extra. And also you can read this. And also I have given one more thing, that is soft iron and steel. How soft iron and steel varies to each other with respect to hysteresis curve. You can read this, understand this. I'll attach this file along with this, and nothing else we need. Okay, so you read yourself. This is very simple itself. I mean, it's a pretty theory concept. So we have to discuss a lot of other things. So that's why you can read this. All right. Thank you.